journey, and it's still continuing. So it all started when I was in fifth standard, and my principal asked me to, take part in this NASA Ames space settlement contest. And in those days, I wanted to become a biotechnologist. So the whole concept of space and astronomy was very new for me. I had to learn everything from the basic concepts, and for that, my brother had helped me a lot. He made me understand some of the concepts, the basics, and he also, gave me these online courses that helped me, build up some confidence over the subject. Once I was, pretty confident and ready, I thought that, the submission is supposed to be through a PPT presentation, and I made this 10-slide PPT, and I presented to my mentor. And he says, no, this is not what it's supposed to be. And that's when I realized what this subject is, or this project is actually about. He explained me every single detail about it, and then I realized that I had to make a huge 100-page project that would explain every single detail about a space colony. And after working for around 6 to 8 months on my first book, I came up with Cyclone. This book won the first prize, and it was basically about what is it like about human settlements, and what are the factors that are relating to it. This book had after I submitted it, it led me to another event that boosted my confidence a lot. And that was when my father took me to this space expo, where they were ISRO scientists. And I took my project along with me, and I went to the scientist and presented my book. And they were all so encouraging, very kind. They encouraged my ideas, they encouraged my opinions and views. And something that really excited me was that as they were reading through my book, they found this material that I was talking about. It is called silica gel. And they actually had a sample of it in the expo, and they immediately take it, and then they say that this is how it is. And all of these events just made me feel so confident that I thought that yes, next year also I'm going to take part in the contest. And then I came up with Soham, my second project, which also won the first prize. And this was basically about space economy and how launch costs can be reduced. And this project had opened an opportunity for me to find my real interest in space, that is space economy. I was able to understand space economy, and even till date it interests me. And I have even taken economics as one of my subjects because of that. And this project led to another event where I attended the same expo again that year. And this time I was able to meet the head of communications, Dr. T. Anuradha. And she encouraged my views again, and she read through my project. She really liked it, and made me feel that I have to participate the next year also. And one of the major things that happened in that expo was I met this person from press, and it so happened that they were coming up with this story about the expo, and my dad went up to them, and that was where the article was published, and that opened many more opportunities for me. I then came with my third project, Swastikam, which is something that had brought me back to my roots, which was biotechnology. And by now, there were so many improvements and developments. So there was synthetic biology, CRISPR, DNA printing, and all of those technologies had developed by the time that I started off with Swastikam. And I wanted to incorporate all of that in my last project. So this project actually talks about how an organism can be created using synthetic biology through plant genes, because of the concept of humans have evolved from plants. It also has the think of preserving human intellectuality, because you never know what is going to happen, but human intellectuality is very precious. So this is a project that would preserve human intellectuality. The inspiration for this project was actually the life cycle of a butterfly, because from a caterpillar it goes all the way to or rather it transforms into a butterfly. So what would happen if humans are exposed to new kind of environments, because in space there is radiation and many other things. So how would humans transform into another species was what I wanted to understand. These projects had opened many opportunities for me. The first one, as I told, was the article that was published about my success, and that opened another opportunity. That was the first conference that I gave, which was conducted by Zinov. That opened up many more opportunities, and I was able to join my dream college, Oak Ridge International, where I'm studying right now. This school is allowing me to actually, learn more about space, because I'm able to participate in, STEM-based program conducted by New York Science Academy, and also I was able to take part in a MIT challenge, and I was also able to take part in some of these courses by SSERD, and with all of that, I think I'm here giving an interview to you. So I think this is a journey that is still continuing, and it's opening up many opportunities for me. And I really thank people who have supported me and how it has been going so far. I think when I first did my project, it was totally unexpected that I would win a prize. It was I did not even know how does the project work, and it has evolved to this thick book, 100 pages book. I think I'm really proud of it, that I was able to win the prizes, and the other thing was that I was able to continue, keeping up with the curiosity and commitment to do it for 3 years continuously. Coming to the formula, I don't really think there is any formula, but what I do what is common in all of my projects is that I give a detailed explanation to whatever concept I am using. So let's say in Swastikam, I was talking about synthetic biology and CRISPR. So I gave a detailed explanation of all of this, and I was also linking it to how it would be used in my space colony. And the other thing was, usage of mind maps. I think that is one of the main thing that I make sure that I added in my projects. To any concept, I like to make a mind map and put it in, so that it also gives a very easy understanding. I am eligible to participate. But the only thing is that the amount of time and effort, it takes up a lot of time. And I'm studying in the IB-DP program right now. So making up time for it is a little difficult. But what I would say is that I would want to take part in this contest again. Because now that I'm in 11th standard, I think I would be able to explain more, come up with more ideas, and also give a more practical understanding for my space colonies. But what I'm also doing is, I'm taking part in many workshops and contests from SSERD, and that is basically keeping up with my curiosity with space. I'm also planning to take part in some of the contests conducted by SSERD and other space-related companies and programs. So yeah, this is going to go on. My daily routine is very basic and simple, but there are a few things that I would like to highlight. The first thing is that I go for a walk in the mornings every day, at least like 45 to 60-minute walk, and I like to personalize it. So I like to listen to podcasts during my walk, and also that time gives me some time for me to be with myself and also reflect upon myself. So I think it's very important for us to reflect upon ourselves and understand where we are and what are we. So I like to do that. I spend some time walking to understand where am I. It's also a time for me to plan out my day and look into various things. As I'm listening to a podcast, I would also be able to frame my views and also understand various things that are going around the world also. So that is one thing. The next thing is that I make sure that I have enough rest for the day, because there's usually a lot of things to study and to keep up with. So I make sure that I have enough rest. So I usually during that time I usually like to read a book. I like reading books a lot. But if I'm too tired, then I like to just binge watch some of my favorite YouTubers. Lastly, I like to after I am done, studying and I'm done for the day, I like to go and sit with my parents. It's usually till 12 o'clock or in the night, or even 1 o'clock sometimes. And I think that is the time for me to actually, share my thoughts, share my feelings with them, feel comfortable. And if I'm very stressed, then I can share my feelings to them. And it makes me feel very connected to them, because I'm usually, all the time dwelled in, assignments and all of that. And that time that I spend with my parents, I feel more connected to them, and I also feel more, happier, because it's a very free time for me. So these are some things that I make sure that I do every day. But otherwise, my schedules are very simple. Education and passion is very important. Both of them are interlinked also when it comes to my case. For me, passion is totally about space and astronomy. So I like to connect it with education. So it's like, if education is a car, then the fuel is passion. Both of them are interlinked. So see, astronomy is a field that can be linked to any subject. So there is astrophysics, astrobiology, but new fields like astropsychology, space economics, and space cardiology. These are fields that are also evolving, and they're fields that interest me a lot also. So what I like to do is, incorporate some of the concepts of astronomy into my education. And this helps me understand concepts much better, even though it's like school-based and subjects. Incorporating your passion in it makes you have a different understanding of it. And as I'm doing that, I'm also able to gain different perspectives about the field of astronomy alone. And this helps me get better understanding of any subject that I'm trying to learn. So as I was doing my projects, every year I would be able to gain a different perspective about space and cosmology, or even astronomy. I was able to link how space and cosmology is a field that would make you bring you back to the roots, and also respect each and every single element that is there around us, because everything around us is made out of a very complex process. And how does it bring us back to our roots is because you would want to know how does everything start and evolve. And that is the kind of curiosity that astronomy brings to us. And that's how if I incorporate that basic concept of astronomy into my education, then it also helps me gain more understanding and concepts. So any concept in astronomy also, if I link it with my daily education, then it helps me gain more understanding. So that's how I like to balance between education and passion. The other thing that I do is I also talk to my parents and my brother about some of the new things that I have learned about astronomy. And after getting their opinions, I would be able to assess on how my thoughts are proceeding also, how my thoughts are working, and that helps me a lot. So yeah. It is very important to have a formula, and personalizing your formula is also very important. So for me, what works is something what I like to call SPOC. It's an acronym for me, which abbreviates as support, opportunity, support, perseverance, opportunity, and curiosity. This is something that keeps me going also, for that matter. So support system is very important. I have support from my parents, teachers, and my brother. I have perseverance is very important because you need to be committed to whatever you're doing. And opportunity, grab opportunities and learn to accept opportunities is what I have learned out of participating in these contests. And curiosity, this is one of the most important element for me, because until and unless you don't have the curiosity to take up something and then learn more about it and understand more, then nothing can be achieved. So curiosity is very important. That's like the first priority for me. And with curiosity, you would be able to understand many more things also. So what I usually encourage is have your own formula, have your own way of looking into yourself, because based on your formula, that's what it describes you as a person or as an individual. So yeah, that's what works for me. Certainly, meeting ISRO scientists and them encouraging my ideas was a very kind gesture, and which also encouraged me a lot and boosted my confidence a lot. But what I would also say is that in the school that I was studying before, they encouraged me a lot. It was because of them asking me to take part in the competition that actually helped me so much. But what I would also say is that I have taken a transition from CBSE school to IB school, where I'm studying right now. And people over here are very kind. They're making sure that I'm able to adapt to the system and understand how is it like to be an IB student, and also clear my doubts. So yeah, one of the events that I would like to describe is when I was giving my interview for this college. I had to take an interview from my principal, and she was very kind. She told me that I need to be very mentally prepared to study in IB. And there's one thing that she told that I still remember. She told me that don't look for similar. Always look into how you can absorb the system and how you can incorporate also. And I think that is the thing that actually works with IB also. And I would not say only with IB, but also living in or existing in this whole generation. You can't look for similar at all. So her advice has helped me so much that I'm able to adjust with the system and also come through IB. So yeah, the teachers over here are also very kind. They were able to make sure that I'm understanding everything, because there's a huge difference between CBSE and IB. They're making sure that I'm understanding everything. And I think there are many kind things that has happened, but I would like to highlight this one. There is one thing that I would point out, that is clarity. Clarity, and yeah, there are two answers for this. When it comes to clarity, the first thing is, today's teens are very innovative, very creative. They're very quick also. So they're but what happens is that at one point of time there is no clarity. So like we know that there are many teens who have started up with their small business ideas and all of that. Planning through all of this, and understanding their timeline, that should be into a very they should have a clarity in such a way that it is very practical also. So it should be a very practical, real, and very executable kind of a idea. Why I'm saying this is also because there are that is one set that I would that is about business and small business ideas. But when it comes to science, what I was able to observe is that people tend to, or rather, teens tend to come up with their own theories. And because of that, what happens is that at one point of time, the theory does not reach to the point of practicality. And that is a problem, because it means that there is no clarity with what what their thoughts are working with. So when it comes to trying to do anything, I think there should be a clarity in such a way that whatever they are doing is very practical. So that is one part of it. But when it comes to the other one is basically decision taking. Decision taking is very important, and I was again able to see this problem among the kids who I was able to meet and also guide them. So like a very simple example would be saving money. So how they are, what is their understanding on budgeting? How are they going to save money? How they think of decision taking. What is the product that I would buy? What is the opportunity cost? So these are some things that teens should probably work on, because clarity is very important. These are two answers that I find it to be something that should be with teens. But yeah. For me, it's usually, I think one of the hack that would work if you're a teen and you have siblings is that make sure that it's a secret, and yeah, don't let anyone know that you're hiding money. Then, yeah, people won't have the idea to even think of, searching for it. So that's a hack for siblings. But other than that, I think having a purpose to why save money is also very important for me. Because so let's take a case wherein I want to buy a iPad Air. So would I, save all of my money that, maybe let's say a couple of months, but I would say it would take a couple of, at least a year, because it's an iPad Air. So yeah, so let's say a couple of months, and would I spend the whole savings into buying this iPad Air? Would I wait for some time and buy the Apple Pencil also? Or would I erase this idea and then wait for the next year, save all of my money, and buy the new launched iPad? Or would I erase this whole concept and then say that no, I want to save it for a long-term purpose? So I would save all of my money for, let's say, my college. So the purpose for why you're saving money is very important. And again, decision taking is important in this also. And I think this is the kind of hack that is used by when it comes to space economy also, because understanding where to spend money and to which mission is also very important. So yeah, that is my hack. For me, it's all about purpose and decision taking when it comes to saving money. So I love reading books. I also like podcasts and watching YouTube. So when it comes to books, I'm currently reading 3 books. The first book that I would mention is Ikigai by Hector and Francis. That's a wonderful book about living happily and living a long and happy life. That's actually a concept from about a Japanese concept. There's one thing that I would like to highlight about it also. So in that book, they speak about this concept called as Wabi Sabi, which actually says that start loving imperfections, start finding beauty in imperfections. And I find that concept as very helpful for people who are finding their weakness to be a perfectionist. So if you're starting to like imperfections, then adapting and incorporating is also very easy. So that is one book. The next book is Sleeping Murders by Agatha Christie. I like investigative books a lot, and thrillers are my interest. The next book is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and this is because the English and vocabulary in that book is very nice, and it's a very interesting book. I also like these old vintage kind of books. So these are the three books that I'm reading right now. When it comes to listening, I usually like to listen TED Talks because those actually give a lot of information. But I like to hear podcasts that are very, simple and social kind of podcasts. So I listen to Deeper with the Dolan Twins, and that's a very funny kind of a podcast. And also Anything Goes with Emma Chamberlain. And these are the two people who I binge watch also. They are YouTubers. So they're Dolan Twins and Emma Chamberlain. I think many people know them also because they're almost like the kings and queens of YouTube. So yeah, I like these people and these books. And yeah. If there are people who are into thrillers, then In the Dark is a podcast. That's a very nice podcast. So that's one. The second a book is going to be Ikigai, for sure. That's a very nice book. And YouTubers, I think I would again say Emma Chamberlain and Dolan Twins. They're very funny and very simple. I think that's going to be that there's nothing called as there's no time, because it's upon us how we mend our clock, how we are utilizing time, and how we are looking into what our schedules are. So see, like for example, there was this group of NASA scientists who were trying to understand something about Mars, and they had to live the timings of Mars. So they got 25 hours a day leading a life in Mars. So I think it is on us how we are able to mend our clocks and how we are able to feel productive while we are doing our work. And I think I would quote or highlight a quote that my father always tells me. He always says that the only waste that cannot be recycled is time waste, and this is one of the quote that is actually allowing me to come through so far. Also, it's a very meaningful thought for me, and yeah, that's also a motto for me and my dad, and also my whole family. So yeah.